We're going to call an audible. We're going to stick here in the USC-Oregon game looking ahead, but I did want to read some of your texts about the conversation we just had. I mean, boy, is this not the truth. If I was in the SEC and their 3 conference losses were Bama, Georgia, and Vandy, they're still ranked. Amen, brother. Preach. That Iowa team might be the best 6-4 team I've ever seen in my life. I don't know who they have this next week, but I hope they boat race them and get to 7.
If you were a team that sees Iowa in a bowl game and they're like a 6-win team, you're sitting there going, "Oh crap, we got Iowa."
We're being told you got to apologize to Gunnar Stockton.
Look, he's just not my Huckleberry. It's not that he's not good.
We'll talk about that game tomorrow. We'll get into that tomorrow.
Look, I had this. I don't know. We had this conversation. Wright Galloway, who works at K2, he played at Georgia. He had a bet with a Texas guy at the station.
Sick him.
They had a bet, or Wright, if Georgia lost again, Wright played at Georgia.
Sure.
He showed up and he brought me his Capital One bowl game jersey from Georgia, and he goes, "I'm going to have him wear this on Monday." And I just saw the picture posted of him having to wear it, and Wright threw up the horns down in the photo. So shout out to Wright.
That's a hate crime in Texas.
Yeah, well,
it's a hate crime.
Throw him down, baby.
This other text: if USC gets down 14-3 because they can't stop the run, they can try to start throwing the ball, but they'll always have a score down, as Oregon will take time and go down and score a touchdown after touchdown running the ball. I mean,
you better hope that happens.
You better hope that happens, and I think there is a good chance that does happen. I mean, this is a run-first team.
It is. That is their identity.
And that is their identity, and Dante, Matt Stafford can be a game manager in the NFL, but heaven forbid Dante Moore can be a game manager in college football, and that's kind of what he's done of late. I think the Indiana game was a little bit of a wake-up call for him that I got to kind of slow down maybe, and you've seen him kind of do that, of just take what's coming and stop trying to push the ball unless he's really needed to.
Look, I don't think USC is going to win. I don't.
Wow, you heard it here.
But screw around and find out.
Easy ride, easy ride.
Just saying. Do not let that, if you let that USC offense get going, you will hate it.
Keep an eye on the weather this weekend for the Oregon-USC football game. True. It's going to be cold.
Yeah.
Might rain afterwards.
I just saw Jaden Mayava throw what he did in a swamp.
I think I am told that it is going to be okay, but after the game could be a little spicy weather-wise. I don't think USC's too worried about that. This other texter: Minnesota has a better defense than USC. Why do we not think Dante can't do the same thing that he did against Minnesota? We cannot count the Wisconsin or Iowa game that was played in torrential downpour, especially since Oregon just said, nope, we'll run the ball and call it a day. USC didn't do that.
You can't count the Iowa game. Did we not see what the field was at USC? Stop it. Stop it right now, Duck fan. Don't give me that. USC played in a swamp.
It was really gross. It was not a fun game to watch.
No.
I almost to agree that Minnesota's defense is better than USC's.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so either.
Now, USC does not have depth. That is their biggest issue on the defensive side of the ball, because they've been dinged up in the secondary for most of the year, and the guys behind them, they just aren't dudes. Like that's why I picked USC to win 8 games this year.
Mm-hmm. I will say,
and they're on that doorstep.
Yeah, they're at 8 games.
Mm-hmm. USC does have a solid outside linebacker in Eric Gentry, who has 5 forced fumbles on the year. He's a game wrecker.
He's 6'6", almost 6'7", and like throwing over him is always funny watching teams, because nobody in football is that big.
Yep.
He's just so long and rangy. Watching quarterbacks try to throw over him is always funny, because you see him like getting ready to throw the ball underneath, and they go from gunning it to going, I got to float this over the top. And then you see Gentry like get tip passes, to get deflections. The interception from Jakeem Stewart, Thanos, my God, what a play. That you want to talk about a game wrecker? That dude has made plays. He's a true freshman. He was a 5-star, an absolute monster. Like, that's the thing, is USC has a couple of guys that are monsters. Where they don't have them, it is exposed. And that's where Oregon's defense, there's no guy to go pick on.
No.
Where USC,
no, there isn't.
There's 2 guys in the secondary you can go pick on, which is why you go look at the recruiting class coming into next year. It's loaded with D linemen and cornerbacks.
Is this the first game in all of college football that's a win and get in?
Yes. This is a college football play-in game.
Did Oklahoma win and get in?
Maybe. Don't they have another game though?
I'm sure they do.
They've got Missouri this week. I thought they finished with somebody. Yeah. Oh no, it's LSU. We thought about it earlier in the
Oh,
season.
yeah.
That's what it was.
So maybe that, and we'll get to that game here.
But
in a
Missouri,
moment.
LSU, those aren't like easy games.
But that's why, for those of you out there that are like, I don't think Autzen should have game day. Well, my friends, this is a play-in game. This is a win and get in game. I'm interested. I'm very fascinated that you think Oregon could lose this game and still be in.
I do. I think that if Oregon finishes with three
two
losses, or with 2 losses, and your losses are to Indiana and USC, who are 2 of the best offenses in the entire country.
But they'd be both at home.
They would both be at home. It depends on the score. Because again, if USC wins, I think it'll be very similar to the Indiana game. I think it'd be like 31-23.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I think
Close
this would
in the
end up.
fourth game, and then someone pulls away.
Yep.
Fourth quarter, I mean.
USC, Mekhi Lemon makes a big play. King Miller makes a big play. Jacoby Lane makes a big play. Somebody makes a big play with 4 minutes to go, 3 minutes to go, whatever it is, and USC bends but doesn't break. Where Oregon has to score a touchdown. You know what I mean? That's how I think USC wins this game. I don't expect it. Again, I don't expect USC to win. And if they do, it's going to be a 1-score game.
Yeah, I'm interested in the approach from old Will Stein in the offense in this game.
I'm not, because if they don't run the ball, they're out of their minds.
Well, yeah, but I mean, yeah, I guess that's true. I don't want to say the same old adage of run the ball, control the clock, limit possessions, blah 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 blah.
Take the Notre Dame game plan.
Of course, we all know that. If every team wants to run the ball, limit possessions, and run the clock down, everybody wants to do that. But I'm curious the little nuances. Oregon. I don't know if you caught this, but I didn't catch it on TV. But I was talking with the brand man about it. That Oregon had flopped their guards.
Mm-hmm.
The left guard and right guard, they flopped them because they were getting kind of worked on the right side and said, we'll give up a little bit on the left to be stronger on the right. And I'm curious if that was something just for Minnesota or if that was the wake-up call of we need to do this throughout the year.
Well, not only that.
If that solidifies that O-line even more so.
That's also where Jakeem Stewart lines up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so it's a test.
I don't know, but that's Jakeem Stewart's on that side. So...
Yeah,
and when you see that guy get off the bus, he is the first guy you push off the bus.
We'll ask Tyson Alger on Wednesday this question: which Oregon department needs to have their best game? I know we just talked about it, and this literally just popped in my brain. The USC department that needs to have the best game is the D-line.
Yes,
I think so.
I'm
talking myself into this. I'm talking myself out of USC's offense versus Oregon's defense, and I'm talking myself in to Oregon's offense versus USC's defense.
Yeah, I'm
on the other side of the fence. I'm talking myself into Oregon's defense versus USC's offense because you take a look at Brandon Finney, the corner for Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love Finney.
As of November, he had a reception rate of less than 25%. So if you're throwing the ball 4 times to the side, you may get 1 catch out of there. Mm-hmm. So I think that'll be a really good matchup. Just Lemon and Stewart versus Brandon Finney.
No.
To the texter asking, has the Oregon Ducks really overlooked anybody this year? No. Nope.
I don't think they overlooked anybody.
That's not how Lanning operates.
I think they came in with the right attitude against Iowa. I think they came in with the right attitude against Indiana, and I think they came up Lanning at halftime against Penn State. Maybe overlooked a little bit there.
Yeah,
that's probably the closest they got.
Well, and I think
he almost Kirk Ferenced it.
I think one of the great positives about Dan Lanning that we're seeing this year of his development and his adaptation, his advancement, whatever you want to call it as a head coach, is he's not overlooking teams, he's not underlooking teams, he's almost looking at them.
Yeah, he's coming correct.
If you follow,
he's coming correct.
Looking at them and saying, "What do you do?"
Like I haven't thought that. I don't
you?
think they're looking forward to any past any opponent.
I don't think so either. I think he looks at him and says, "What do you do?"
Yeah.
And maybe we adapt our game plan to what you do, just to see. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be interesting to get in the mind of Dan Lanning. Although the mind of Dan Lanning sounds like a really scary place to be. The mind of Lincoln Riley is like throwing touchdowns and banging,
on that
moms.
Note, on that note, did you see Lincoln Riley when they won that game?
That's the most emotion I've seen from him at USC.
Yes.
And I think it's because, to the point, like I said,
he realized how much it mattered.
I almost turned that game off because I saw the Kirk Ferentz interview in the tunnel at halftime. And in the nicest old man Big Ten Kirk Ferentz way, he was like,
he hit the Vince Carter, it's over.
We beat that ass. And we going to dry out for a second and we going to beat that ass again. And
then Jacoby Lane and Mekhi Lemon happened.
yeah, exactly. And for Lincoln to show that, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan's been that guy the entire time he's been
Lincoln
at
is
Oregon.
usually the stale face,
Very much so.
saltine cracker, Bill Belichick. He was not that after that game.
But you can also see, like, you're in LA. Look across the street. Look at Sean McVay. He is a very studious, no mess around, no BS guy.
But when they make big plays, when they
Boom,
have big wins,
he
that
pops.
dude's he's going.
He pops. Pete Carroll's that way too.
Oh well, Pete's
Pete's a little looser.
yeah, Pete's a little looser.
Pete's a little loose.
Yeah.
Just trying to think. And when you're in LA, you got to be LA.
You gotta-
Matt Leinart went to the Oscars because he's LA.
yeah, you sprinkle some Showtime on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll take a look at this game all week. It'll be a ton of fun. Little birdies on the street say that P. Harris might make an appearance at this game.
I'm 100% going to be down there.
Might make an appearance at this game. Got to clear it with the wife first. She's got to be on kid duty all weekend if I go. That's not very fun. Also, I don't know what I'd wear. Like if it's raining, I have a baller rain jacket, but it's just pure crimson. It's got the little crest right there. On
You might get confused in enemy territory.
Last time I was at Autzen was Oregon UW, and I came rocked out in a Wazoo sweatshirt. I have a picture of me and Dusty Hara.
There you go.
And ran into him in the parking lot. And he was like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "Trolling Husky fans." And I walked by so many Husky fans. They were like, "Whoa, dude, what are you doing here?" And I was like, "Shut up. F the Huskies." And the guy was like, "Look, hey, man, like, that's not cool."
Yeah, well.
And I was like, "Shut up, loser. You remember the time you went 0-12?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
Yeah, wouldn't you like to know?